Hello to all fans of the Warhammer world and indeed the wider hobby of wargaming and modelling. Thanks for joining me for an unusual video. A video that I never thought I would be making, but nonetheless, here we are. I'm going to touch on some current events, and I know that isn't what you follow me for on YouTube, and I never strive to engage with content like that. However, I feel it's necessary to observe and comment upon something that has happened recently. A few days ago, Games Workshop put out a statement titled, "Warhammer is for everyone." And within this statement, they very clearly stated that their hobby is for everybody, regardless of who you are. And that's a good sentiment, and certainly a sentiment that I fully agree with and can't see a reason why not to agree with that. It's just basic human decency. That's what it is at the end of the day. Now, statements like this coming from big corporations is something that I can be quite skeptical of. Not because I think there's any ulterior motives going on here, just because I know from my personal professional experience the sort of considerations that go on behind the scenes in a large corporate organisation when it comes to public relations. Certainly, I've been involved in very delicate matters for a FTSE 100 company here in the UK, very delicate public relations matters, and I know the importance of saving face and how that plays a role in anything a corporation communicates via its media channels and to the press. So just based on that alone, I'm naturally a bit sceptical of these sorts of statements. That said, sometimes a statement is made and then events might happen, and those subsequent events give new meaning to an earlier statement. And certainly some subsequent events have occurred that I personally believe puts this statement made by Games Workshop into a very sharp and compelling context. I'm not going to specifically talk about what those events are here, but if you follow me on Twitter, you certainly will be able to find out what those events are. I'm sure many of you know what those events are, but let's just say when we think about what came into the public knowledge on Friday night, so that's UK time, I certainly think that the statement made by Games Workshop has a very powerful message for us to think about now. And it's a message that I'm going to share in this video. But I'm not just going to share it because I think that messages just written in text, they can look a bit impersonal. They can look a lot like what else has been given by other corporations, and that causes them perhaps to lose meaning. I'm very fortunate that the voice actor Toby Longworth has agreed to allow me to add a reading of Games Workshop's message to the end of this video. And if you don't know who Toby Longworth is, he's a very well-known voice actor, as well as narrating a number of Horus Heresy books, including the first of a series, Horus Rising for Black Library. He also read the Eisenhorn books, I believe, and he's more widely known, far more famously, narrating Peppa Pig, the children's TV show. And if you're like me and you have children, you'll know him well from there. I'm showing it here because I think it really brings it to life. And when I heard him read it, I instantly thought of him reading Horus Rising and his characterization of, in particular, it was Garviel Loken that sprang to my mind. And I thought about this, and there's actually, I think, quite a powerful connection, certainly in my mind, with that character and current events. And when we think about Garviel Loken and his role at the start of Horus Heresy, he was one of Horus's most powerful and influential captains, the fourth member of his inner circle, the Mournival. And Garviel Loken was caught up in the events that would lead to Horus's downfall. And most of his brother legionnaires betrayed the Empire and sided with the evil of Horus. But Loken, while he didn't know everything that was happening, he did know what was right and what was wrong. And in the face of sometimes not having all the information, and although it cost him, he never betrayed what he knew was right. That's everything I'd like to say here. Thank you for hearing me out. If this isn't the sort of content you're normally here for, my apologies. But yeah, we've got a great hobby here. Let's just all enjoy it. That's enough of me talking, and now it's time for someone with a much better voice than mine to take over. So yeah, here you go. Toby Longworth, thank you very much.
Warhammer is for everyone. One of the great powers of our hobby is its ability to bring people together in common cause, to build bonds and friendships that cross divides. We believe in and support a community united by shared values of mutual kindness and respect. Our fantasy settings are grim and dark, but that is not a reflection of who we are or how we feel the real world should be. We will never accept nor condone any form of prejudice, hatred, or abuse in our company or in the Warhammer hobby. We will continue to diversify the cast of characters we portray through miniatures, art, and storytelling, so everyone can find representation and heroes they can relate to. And if you feel the same way, wherever and whoever you are, we're glad you are part of the Warhammer community. If not, you will not be missed.